For folks who are savoring, and of course, this being 2021, recording the moment after the 2-0 Suns lead and a Game 2 win. And you see where they took control at the end of the first quarter, plus 20 between 4:40 of the first quarter till halftime, knocked down 7 of their 16 three-point attempts. They hit 20 tonight on 40 shots. Let's go to Monty Williams.
Coach, you forecasted that Milwaukee would bring the effort tonight, but you said your guys were ready for that. How'd you like how you guys responded to Milwaukee's charges throughout the night?
Yeah, I mean, the first quarter was a storm of aggression from them, attacking the paint, offensive rebounding, and we talked about it all morning. We studied Game 2 versus Atlanta, and that was their way to attack Atlanta in that Game 2 after a loss, was to just get to the paint. And so we knew that was coming, and they're a good team. It's not like, this is the finals and they're given a finals effort. But I like the fact that our guys just stayed the course and showed poise, and we were down 3. And then in the second quarter, which I felt like won the game for us, our defense was at a high level. We held those guys to 16 points. And so that ended up being the difference. Obviously you have to do more in the second half, but the second quarter defense was tremendous.
Quick follow, there was a possession. You guys came out of the timeout up 6, and Mikal chased down a loose ball.
Yeah.
Then Aiden got an offensive rebound,
Yeah.
kicked it to Paul for 3. How huge was that possession right
We had a few signature offensive rebounds. That play by Mikal, D.A. had one to kick out for a 3. Those are the kinds of relentless plays that we've been talking about all year. We have a we score mentality, and when D.A. and Mikal give it up like that and other guys score, it's like they scored. That's how we view it. But in that moment when they cut it, to 6, 7, we kept answering with a big 3. And you have to make plays like that to win games in the finals.
Dave up front.
Monty, you mentioned those threes that you had to answer it. There were 3 of them from Devin himself in the fourth, 6 to make it to 9. They cut it down to 7. He hits back-to-back to get it up to 13. And then as a team, you go 20 for 40 from deep. What about Devin makes him built for those moments? And then you speak to, as a team, how well you shot it.
I mean, the guys work on it. We have a let-it-fly mentality. Our guys shoot a ton of shots every day, as everybody does in the NBA. But those are the moments that he lives for. He doesn't run from it. I've seen it from him for 2 years. He just steps up and makes big plays. In that moment, I think one of them, he set a great screen. They had to help. He popped out. He knocked it down. And the thing about Devin, he shoots the same way. First quarter, fourth quarter, doesn't matter. His shot looks the same. That's a guy that's put a ton of work and in his shot. But the mentality, he's calm in those moments. And so we're grateful for those contributions in those moments.
Offensively out of Giannis, but Drew and Chris struggle. What did you see that led to their struggles tonight?
You always give credit to the defense. Those guys, do a good job. And there's probably a few looks that I think that they got to go in. When you're playing against a good defensive team, you get a good, clean one. Drew was getting to the paint a lot. I liked his aggressiveness. So, I think we need all 3 of those guys. And, I think they just keep working. They'll come good.
And then defensively with Paul and Booker, what did you see tonight? It felt like they were still getting loose and kind of getting to their spots.
We'll look at the film. I thought, Drew and his pressure and being up, and I think it'll be like every game. There'll be some good stuff. There'll be some ones where they're hitting tough shots. So we just got to keep making it tough on them.
Back right to Jim. Go ahead, please. I guess can you speak a little bit to I guess what Giannis tried to do or did do there in the third quarter. I think 13 straight points for the team to kind of cut that deficit. And then I guess after that, you probably needed somebody to make some shots after. So what did you kind of see as he kind of took over a little bit offensively, but then couldn't quite sustain it?
No, I mean, I think it's a 6-point game with 4.5 minutes to go. I think we had an open wing three, that had cut it to 3, and I think a couple of offensive boards. We couldn't get that rebound that we needed. So I thought the group, after being down 15, 16, whatever it was, Giannis took a big load, and we were right there with 4.5 to go. So I think we just got to go home. Look at the film again tonight, and just keep working to get better against this group.
Second row on the left to Tim.
Mike, you mentioned those rebounds in the fourth quarter. Obviously, you went small to kind of combat them. Is that part of the calculus in terms of deciding whether to go small and sit out?
All right, let's get down onto the floor. DeAndre Ayton recorded his 13th double-double of this postseason, which puts him second all-time in Suns history for a single postseason, 10 and 11, and with us after the Game 2 win. DeAndre, congratulations once again. The guys around you knocked down 23s on 40 attempts tonight. What was it about the offense that was working, creating those looks for your shooters?
Mainly the power of our pick and roll. I was trying my best to set good screens to get our guys open and, just rolling as hard as I can to the rim, which opened up the floor for our shooters.
DeAndre, Shaq here. I'm proud of you. I'm in your Bahamas all the time. They love you. They talk about you. What's your mindset? I know you're close to winning your championship, but how do you sleep? How do you eat? How's the ride to the game? What are you feeling at this point, up 2 games?
Just my next right move. What I've been trying to do is just stay consistent on how I approach the game. Just making sure I have a lot of confidence going into games and not really missing anything. Making sure I stick to my script and personnel on who I guard. Making sure I keep KYPs on my main matchup, which is Giannis. And just being a presence, making sure I always roll and don't forget my requirements for my team.
Well, I was going to go, and this is Kenny, DeAndre. I was going to doom. Ice, ice, baby. Comes to the game with the ice. Comes with the Diamond Ayton jacket. So the confidence level is super high. How do you keep it in terms of even kill and don't get overconfident, especially now being 0-2?
I think I've always been a guy who has humility. So just being amped up. I have a group of teammates who keeps me level-headed, and we don't get too happy on the farm. C is a good leader to where, he knows what's next, and he knows how the playoffs is, and, teams can get complacent on wins like this. But we just putting our heads down, and we're going to keep working.
DeAndre, Steve Smith, you're totally right. You've always been humble. Since I've met you in the 8th and 9th grade, you wanted to be a guard, but right now you done turned out to be a big-time center. Just tell me, from the regular season to the playoffs, what has changed for yourself?
Man, I'll say I definitely picked up on consistency, just being in the weight room and just being ready for games, watching a lot of film, not just watching film on us, but watching film on our opponents, watching what they like to do, and just making sure I'm just sturdy at all times.
This is Isaiah, and my question for you talked about KYP in terms of knowing your personnel. Can you give us the scouting report on Giannis in terms of what you're trying to do, and how do you stay solid when you matched up against Giannis or Lopez, and what are you doing to kind of hold your own in the paint?
Well, first of all, the ball scores, and, you just want to stay in between the ball and Giannis, showing your hands early, and just building up a wall. Both of us are like sizes, and what I try to do, I just try to stay in front of him knowing that he's going to go right and just absorb all the contact.
DeAndre, this is Shaq here, and I'm going to talk in my Bahamian accent, man. When you get all that money this summer, are you going to build your mama house or are you going to buy a big one?
Both. Respect.
Hey,
respect, brother. Love you.
Love you too.
Hey, DeAndre, stick with us. We've got sound here of your coach, Monty Williams, talking to you during Game 2. Hang out there and listen to what we're going to hear right now.
This is the deal. One, you're getting back in transition. You don't have Giannis find a man and be a guard. Two, look at me. You set a high level for yourself. That's why you're down. That's great. Now go reach that level, okay? And you can reach it with force. Doesn't have to be stats all the time. Go dominate the game with force, okay? Because you set a high level for yourself. Go dominate the game with force. Let's go.
So, DeAndre, what was Coach Williams reacting to in terms of what you were experiencing in this game, too?
Me, I didn't play the way I wanted to play, especially trying to finish around the rim. I didn't rebound the way I wanted to rebound. And, it kind of got to me a little bit, but, I kept playing through it and kept chipping down and finding what I can do best for my team. And, Monty seen it on me. I had my, emotions on my shoulders a little bit, but, he stopped me because he know me, and he just, wanted to tell me a word of encouragement, and it got me going.
Well, brother, as the Dundada of all the big man, don't you worry about that tonight. You wear your necklace, you go out, you go eat some good food. You
Yes,
go
sir.
Mama, and Bahamas is up 2-0, brother.
Yes,
I'll see you
sir.
soon, and that's
I don't know if that's
Respect.
Bohemian or Jamaican.
That's Caribbean.
Hey, DeAndre, we'll let you go. I do want to know, because we've been talking about the chains every night when you come in. How much do those things weigh?
I think both chains are worth a kilo. I got my initials and my flag of the Bahamas right on me.
Wow.
Everywhere I go.
I
Those are
remember, young fella, back in the day when you was in the 8th and 9th grade. Boy, you didn't grow up.
A little bit.
Yeah, he
Just
got
a
that
little
treasure
bit.
chest on, Smitty. He don't have bling on. It's a treasure chest.
Those are substantial, DeAndre, and you've become a substantial part of this series for the Suns. Congrats on the 2-0 lead. Good luck in Milwaukee. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, guys.